Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on another video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always watching and supporting this channel. If you're a new subscriber, welcome on board. You made the right decision and I promise you'll love it here. If you haven't seen my videos before and this is your first time, I really do hope you enjoyed this enough to subscribe, turn on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post a new video. So guys, today we're going to be talking about my top designer and niche vanilla perfumes. So this is basically 10 of my best vanillas and I think 3 honorable mentions by the side. So these are the vanilla perfumes that I really love, that I can stand by anytime. I'd already done one video before talking about some other vanilla perfumes in my collection, but these ones I really like. So I believe that's it. So before we start the video, this channel is Scent Solutions. My name is Anne and we're all about perfumes on this channel. Without further ado, let's get into today's business, starting with Vanille, Boom Vanille, and Sapom d'Amour. That's this one right here. This is from a house called Jeune Authors. Now, this brand usually makes some dupes of designer perfumes. This in particular is a sweet, fruity vanilla. It's like orange, apple, vanilla. Those are the major notes in this fragrance. There's a little bit of praline and some musk in here too. This is a very fun and light-hearted scent. It's nice for, in my opinion though, it's nice for like a young lady who is just starting off with perfumes. It has that sharp alcohol opening, but as it dries down, you get like a yummy caramel, apple, vanilla based scent. Now, this is not very long lasting, so I mean, it's not going to last you the whole day, but it will give you, say, 2 to 3 hours, and that's on my skin. I'm talking based on my own experience. This was my first purchase. No, this is my second purchase from this particular house. But if you like sweet perfumes, if you don't mind like syrupy sweetness, you might like this one. It's a playful take on vanilla. It's not necessarily a love. I'm not going to say it's a love for me, but that apple vanilla combo, in my opinion, is unique enough to make it to this list. So this is number 10, and this is my Boom Vanille Sapom d'Amour by Jeune Authors. Next up on the line, we have one that I've talked about on this channel before, and that is by Invitation Rose Gold. This is a Michael Bublé fragrance. This is a sweet, fruity, floral fragrance. It's a bit vanillic, it's got rose in it. So in terms of specific notes, it's got pear, it's got red fruits, pink and white florals. I know there's also some rose and peony in this, and there's vanilla, praline, and some spicy cinnamon at the base. So this has the makings of a sweet, floral, slightly fruity, vanillic perfume. My first purchase from Michael Bublé. This is my first purchase from Michael Bublé. I wasn't disappointed, to be honest. I mean, for the price, this can compare to any upper echelon designer brand, hands down. Vibes very similar to Black Opium. In fact, if you ask me, it can pass for a dupe of Black Opium. So the opening is a subtle, sweet, feminine opening. You get mostly the pear, you get hints of florals, and as it dries, then the rose and peony come out to play. The rose is a very youthful and not dusty at all. So it's a very youthful rose. It's not dusty, it's not mature. It's like a dewy, youthful type of rose, in my opinion. This fragrance maintains its sweetness into the very amazing, somewhat powdery vanilla praline dry down. So the dry down here is mainly vanilla and the sweetness of the praline. For me, this is really great quality for the price. Imagine Black Opium, but without the coffee notes. That's what this smells like. to me. Also, very long lasting on me. It projects quite well. I enjoy it immensely. And to be honest, I'm going to recommend this perfume to anyone who loves the mix of florals, fruits, and vanilla. And if you don't mind very sweet perfumes, this would be your jam. It's not saccharine sweet. It's just subtle, feminine, elegant, and I highly recommend if you have it in your area. So this is by Invitation Rose Gold by Michael Bublé. Okay. Next up, I have one. So Ange Eau de Mon Le Parfum is an amber woody vanilla. It was launched in 2015. And in my opinion, I feel like this perfume hasn't really gotten the hype it deserves, or when it came out, it didn't really get the hype that I think it deserves, to be honest. It has a very uplifting, lovely tangerine opening, and there's jasmine and orange blossom in here, but the florals project ever so subtly. So the jasmine here is very wearable. It's not indolic. Um, but if you smell it really closely, it could remind you just a teeny weeny bit of, the jasmine in Alien. Yes, this could remind you of that somewhere in the middle when it starts to dry down. But it doesn't last for too long. It's just for a brief moment. You get that whiff of that alieny vibe. Now, once you're past that white floral heart, you then land on a base of vanilla, amber, leather, and musk. And the ever so subtle patchouli that just makes slight appearances in the base. Now, none of the base notes fight for relevance in this fragrance. They just lend, I would say, that earthy, warming quality to the overall vibe of this perfume. I love it. This is one perfume, like I said, I feel like it was very nicely done, not overly hyped, but a great find for me. I like it. To me, it's an interesting take on jasmine, orange blossom, leather, and vanilla. I feel like it suits any occasion and it oozes that boozy, seductive appeal. It's not your everyday sweet fragrance. It's got enough character to make it unique, in my opinion. So, Ange Eau de Mort from Givenchy is beautiful. For me, it also leans a bit unisex. I feel like maybe the jasmine is responsible for that. I feel a male or a female can pull this off, in my opinion, that is. So, yeah, I like this perfume. Underrated, but definitely a good one when you're talking vanilla fragrances. Okay, next up, I have one that's, I won't say it's so new anymore, but it's fairly new to my collection, and that is Roses Vanille from Mancera. Now, this one is a sugary sweet vanilla rose on a woody base. So, Mancera Roses Vanille is very unapologetic in its sweetness. So, if you don't like sweet perfumes, you're never going to like this one. Yeah, you're never going to like it. There's a sugar note. In fact, there's sugar notes in the heart, there's sugar notes in the base. So you can imagine this should give you an idea of how sugary this leans. The rose and vanilla are the main stars of the show, but on my skin, I tend to pick more of the rose than the vanilla. The performance and sillage are phenomenal. So to me, I get about 8 hours from this, especially when I spray it on my hair, on my clothes. I get such longevity from this one. So the longevity is not in question at all. There's a bit of a synthetic note in this fragrance that I noticed as I've worn it a lot more often, because I've reviewed this on my channel before and I didn't note that synthetic uh vibe at the time, but as I've used it a lot more, I noticed there's a bit of a synthetic note. And when I started to read about Mancera fragrances, I actually realized that it's something that's common with fragrances from the house of Mancera. So I guess it is what it is. But it does go away in the dry down if that's any comfort. So there's also a soft, cooling smell, like something like mothballs or like a slightly minty feeling, minty cooling vibe. Now, that in my opinion, like balances the sweetness in this perfume because, like I said, it's a very sugary perfume. So this one I reserve for colder weather because it's quite potent and it could be cloying if you use it in high heat. To me, Rose's Vanilla is not a safe blind buy, but if sweet vanilla rose is your jam, then of course this will be good for you. It will be good value for money, especially because of the performance. So you don't need to spray too much to get the best from this perfume. All right, so that's Rose's Vanilla by Mancera. Next up, we have Giorgio Armani Sea Fiori. This is a discontinued fragrance. I'm not sure why. I hear that it wasn't really selling as much as the others, but I don't know, compared to the hype, that kind of surprises me. But anyway, Sea Fiori is one that I'd been really interested in for a while because I'd seen so many reviews on YouTube about it. And so I was naturally interested in finding out what it was about. Now, Sea Fiori is a vanilla, fruity, citrus, powdery, floral, spicy. It launched in 2019. It took YouTube by storm. There's so many reviews, and of course this sparked my interest. Finally, I laid my hands on it. In my location where I stay, it's very, very scarce, and I think because it's been discontinued, so obviously it takes a long time for you to even see it anywhere, and it's so expensive. But anyway, my curiosity got the better part of me and I got this. I have Sea Intense, the black bottle, so I wasn't really sure what to expect from this, but I tried it once in store. The scent kind of threw me off a bit, but the notes here are black currant, there's green mandarin, neroli rose, patchouli, oak musk, and then there's vanilla and white musk somewhere in the base. Now, the opening reminded me of Nishane, 100 Silent Ways. That's what the opening reminds me of, but with a more citrusy, I'd say almost boozy kick and slightly more synthetic, right? So this one, the opening is a bit synthetic in my opinion. It has that huge alcohol rush for whatever reason. But after about 15 minutes, I think it kind of settled. The first 15 minutes, to be honest, I wasn't sure what I was smelling. It was a bit like every other generic sweet, fruity floral. So I gave it time. I came back, and as it dried down, I started to get the vanilla and the musky notes. Now, I don't get the lactonic creaminess that others say they do, but in this one, I get a sweet fruit flavored vanilla with musk and some floral powderiness. Thankfully, like I said, this synthetic, that screechiness in the opening fizzles out, and the dry down is just warm, very sweet, very feminine, almost girly, with a trace of muskiness to give it some depth. Of course, so for me, I really, really like this one. There's patchouli in it. It's not very obvious to me. It doesn't bother me. Um, it lasts quite long on my clothes. Yeah, I think it's longer on my clothes than on my skin. Overall, well, I feel, and that's the thing about watching reviews, right? Because it kind of gives you a perception that sometimes the actual perfume is not able to live up to, in terms of expectations. But I would say that this was not as dreamy, the way it was described, like marshmallowy, oh, dreamy, oh, you're cloudy, all kinds of adjectives used to describe this one. But I digress. This one was very, very well hyped, but I would say that it's a good fruity vanilla to have. I would wear this to events. If I were a bride, I would wear this. If I were a wedding guest, I would wear this. I'd wear this to a date. I could wear it to the office if I spray it sparingly, unless your aim is to be noticed. Overall, to me, this is like a 7/10. It's a beautiful fragrance, but it will take you on a journey towards understanding and appreciating it. I feel like it's not something that we've never seen before. There are many fragrances that kind of lean in this direction, but it's not a bad fragrance. It's extremely pretty. And as you can see, it's actually one of my top vanillas. It's just that maybe I had a higher expectation based on all the hype around it. However, that doesn't take away from the beauty that is Sea Fiori. I particularly love this lacquered pink bottle. I think it's elegant and exquisite. And I also think that the perfume is one that, if you're a vanilla lover, if you love sweet fragrances, if you love the typical designer sweet fragrance, you'll love this one. So that's Sea Fiori by Giorgio Armani. Okay, next up, I've got Alien Goddess. Alien Goddess is by Mugler. Beautiful. I love these bottles. God, Mugler, that house, they just know how to be different. And that's something that you really need to learn when it comes to perfumery. I think the art of being different, the art of standing out, and it starts with the bottles. The bottles are statement makers and they lure. The bottle of a perfume has the ability to lure and just attract even customers that would originally have just bypassed the perfume. Anyways, Alien Goddess, this is a 2021 release, so it's a fairly new perfume from the House of Mugler. This is vanilla, floral, citrusy, coconut. So the face of this perfume is Willow Smith, and that suggests like a youth directed marketing. It seems to me like they were trying to appeal to a younger crowd with the marketing for this. Now, this is a straight up beachy vibe fragrance. This is sweet coconut water, citrus, some hint of florals on a base of bourbon vanilla and velvety, seductive, almost powdery cashmere. Now, I find that this vibes very similar to Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One, Eau de Parfum. So if you have that, to be honest, I don't think you should buy this. Alien Goddess is a lot more coconutty, of course, than Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. So if you're a coconut lover, then this will be for you. Also, I don't get that traditional alien vibe from this at all. So while there's some jasmine in this fragrance, it feels a lot warmer and more approachable than the icy cold original Alien. The vanilla here is a huge driver of that warmth. So this perfume is obviously very summer friendly. It's more mass appealing in my opinion. Here the vanilla plays a huge supporting role, and while you may not get that distinct vanilla note per se, you'll feel like that cozy feminine allure through the duration of this, and that's also amplified by the cashmere. This is a great summer vanilla, so if you like summer vanillas, if you're looking for something to wear to the beach to let your hair down, this is for you. Alien Goddess by Mugler. It's a perfume that I really like. Okay, next up we have Olympia Solar. It's a very beautiful bottle. I like it. Olympia Solar is a sweet citrus orange blossom perfume with loads of white flowers. I think it has some tiare flower in it, which I like. There's ylang ylang benzoin, and this all sits on a vanilla base. Now, this fragrance doesn't state vanilla as a note, but that's all I get from start to finish. So I don't understand why the vanilla was left out, but this is a creamy, sweet, summery scent. And the sweetness here is not of a saccharine nature, so it can do very well in the heat. I've said this before that this reminds me of an orange creamsicle. It's so delicious. It's so yummy, creamy, citrusy. Oh, I love this perfume. It just reminds me of like the beach. you know. It also reminds me of Alien Goddess, but without the coconut. So to be honest, this vibe's really, really similar to Alien Goddess, but excluding the coconut. Again, I'm surprised that this doesn't list vanilla in the notes. I feel like it was deliberately left out, you know, maybe for some mystery. Because I feel like some of these perfume houses deliberately leave out one or two notes just so you don't have everything and try to replicate the fragrance. That's just my view, but I don't know. There's vanilla in this, and when I read the reviews, a lot of people also mentioned that they perceive vanilla in this. So I'm surprised as to why it's not written in the notes. Now, if the original Olympia challenged you, then this might be a better option. It's definitely worth a try, in my opinion, and that's Olympia Solar from Paco Rabanne. Next, we have Nishane, 100 Silent Ways. Now we're going into my top three vanillas. Now, in my hunt for my perfect vanilla fragrance, I explored Nishane after many glowing online reviews. This is white floral vanilla, powdery, sweet, animalic, citrus, woody tubers. The notes in here are tubers, peach, mandarin, orange. At the top, there's gardenia, jasmine, and orris in the middle. And then there's vanilla, sandalwood, and vetiver at the base. So this has a mix of notes. And the opening for me is mild, fruity, and floral. I definitely get the tubers and some citrusy notes. And as it dries, the white florals ever so gently step out. So you get like a mix of white florals and vanilla in this particular fragrance. There's also a powderiness in the dry down that I'm sure is from the orris. So this smells like a higher quality black opium, maybe with more perfume oils, higher concentration of more quality perfume oils, and then without the coffee and more vanilla. I kind of get like a hint of vetiver in the base, and I know this because it reminds me of something similar that I get from La Belle Le Parfum, which also has vetiver. Overall, Nishane is an 8 over 10 for me. I love it. It ticks all the boxes I want in a vanilla fragrance, and I love layering this as well. It's such a beautiful fragrance to layer. I feel like it's an extrait de parfum. That's the one I have. I feel like it's just a very beautiful, soft, gentle vanilla. You can't go wrong with this one. If you're a vanilla lover, if that's what you want to experience in a perfume in a very sophisticated and elegant manner, then 100 Silent Ways would be your jam. This to me is wearable year round and to any occasion. You can wear this to work, wear this to a wedding, you can wear this anywhere. For me, this is actually signature scent worthy. Like I said, it's good for layering, it's good for lasting, it's beautiful perfume, and I love it very much. Okay, next up, I have my second best vanilla, and that is YSL Cinema. Yves Saint Laurent Cinema. This is my second best vanilla perfume, hands down. This is a masterpiece. YSL created a masterpiece in this perfume. It has this serrated back. I'm not sure what's written on the back. Okay, it's Yves Saint Laurent, Yves Saint Laurent. All right, it's got Yves Saint Laurent written on the back. It's got this. It's just beautiful. This is old Hollywood. This is classy. Whew. Oh my God. It's a shame that this has been discontinued. I'm not sure why. This one makes you feel like you're the main character in any room you walk into. What? I got this, I think about a week or two ago. Look at the dent. This is a week's worth. I actually have to go look for this perfume because this is one that I want to keep in my collection forever. Hands down, guys. This is one of my most intoxicating vanillas. I can't lie to you. Cinema is almond blossom, clementine, and cyclamen at first. And then I definitely get the mild sweet clementine notes mixed with the almond blossom in the opening. In fact, the opening of this gives me a bit of Ellie Sab Girl of Now type of vibe, but more of the sweet citrus and then something very retro but contemporary at the same time. And I think YSL as a house does that very well. They did it with YSL Leap and Leap Intense. So they're able to create like modern but not generic perfume. So they have a contemporary vibe that allows for that mass appeal, but they're still able to retain a retro element that makes the perfume transcend age groups, generations, that sort of thing. That's exactly what I see in this perfume. Whew, when this perfume starts to dry down, I get a warm, musky powerhouse vanilla with intermittent whiffs of like the florals, the citrus, there's the amber to round it all up and give it a sensual, elegant, dense vibe. Oh my God. To me, this perfume is absolute perfection. And it can be worn year round. It's cozy, it's rich, it's long lasting, it's playful with that clementine note. It's sexy and just downright a perfect option if you are a vanilla lover. Oh my God. This is stunning. It's a stunning perfume. I can't even begin to extol the virtues of this perfume. I'll just say that if you can get your hands on it, this is something I think you should try. Oh my God, it's one of my best. I'll definitely get another bottle of this because it's one that, like I said, I want to have in my collection always. That's all. I want to have this perfume all the time. YSL Cinema. If you can get your nose on it, please try it. It's absolutely stunning. And my number one vanilla goes to Van Cleef and Arpels Orchidee Vanille. This is my best vanilla fragrance, hands down, period. Oh, oh my God, I'm so excited to be talking about this perfume. This one is vanilla, sweet, powdery, chocolate, floral, spicy, fruity, citrus. The notes in here are vanilla, dark chocolate, there's vanilla orchid, tonka, bitter almond, mandarin orange, there's violet, white musk, there's some lychee, cedar, and rose. Now, this starts off very balanced. So it has a balanced mix of citrus and chocolate. That's what I get in the opening. It reminds me of when I layer a citrus-based perfume with Hugo Boss The Scent Private Accord, which I tend to do quite a lot. That opening immediately draws your attention to this perfume. Definitely, I think that this projects excellently. It is, people can smell me, people around me can smell me. This is one perfume that my husband has consistently complimented. He loves it when I wear this. After about 5 minutes on me, it becomes everything that I ever wanted in a vanilla fragrance. Van Cleef and Arpels Orchidee Vanille emerges and the vanilla comes out after 5 minutes and blends with the orange chocolate mix to create this sweet, powdery, creamy powerhouse. It smells like a vanilla cake with bits of dark chocolate and citrus infused icing. That's what this smells like to me. It's one of the most comforting, addictive fragrances that I own, hands down. When I wear this, you can be sure to catch me sniffing my wrist all day. The dry down is gorgeous. It's a gorgeous interplay of that vanilla, the chocolate, the florals, the musk, and that woody creaminess. It's a bit gourmand leaning, but it kind of manages to come off really sophisticated. So you don't just smell the foodie part of this. Oh, guys, this is a 10 over 10 for me. Van Cleef and Arpels Orchidee Vanille. If you're a vanilla lover, if you love your citruses, you have to try this one. And why I like this is also because it's not, the price point is not like off-putting. It's not so expensive. It costs almost similar to some designer perfumes, so you're going to get a lot of wear from this. It's not too expensive in the sense that this is a niche brand, right? So it's not overly expensive compared to some other niche perfumes. This is a stunner. If you're a vanilla lover, you have to get your nose on this, and that's on period. Guys, this is my number one vanilla, and I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I put a lot into making this, did quite a lot of research, and I'm gonna show you my three honorable mentions. The video is already past 30 minutes, so it's a bit longer than I had thought, but very, very, very quickly, I'll show you my three honorable mentions. So first honorable mention is Prerogative by Britney Spears. This is a coffee-based floral woody fragrance that I could have sworn had vanilla, but apparently in the formal listing, I don't see vanilla in the notes. Again, like I said, I feel like some notes are kept secret so as not to give too much away, because to my nose, I get vanilla from this one. Anyway, this is a coffee latte, is has some sweet florals and amber. So if you like black opium, you'll definitely like this one. Next up, I have Dream Angel by Victoria's Secret. I have the mist, but there's also the perfume and they smell similar. So this is like a floral amber sweet vanilla. It has berries with some creamy woods and vanilla with some hints of jasmine as well. It's a very pretty, easy to wear sweet vanilla. I find that it would appeal to a wide audience, ranging from like young teenage ladies to like a mature woman who just wants a nice non-complex fruity vanilla. It's not too long lasting, but then again, I don't consider it a powerhouse fragrance. It's just something playful, easy, feminine, nice smelling that you wear when you don't want to think too much, right, about what you're wearing. And finally, I have one from the House of Oud. Now, this is What About Pop. It's basically popcorn, caramel, vanilla. That's what this perfume is about. It has a little bit of a synthetic note in it, but if you're patient enough, it goes out and then you now get the full effect of your popcorn, your caramel, your vanilla. Just think of how caramel popcorn smells. That's what this is about. It's supported by the vanilla, obviously. Now this one is gourmand, is heavily gourmand, so if you're not into gourmand, you might not like this. It's also a niche fragrance, but I thought to mention it because it does have vanilla in it. I know it won't be everyone's cup of tea, but it's a vanilla fragrance and I just thought to mention it. Right, so guys, those are my favorite vanilla perfumes. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it for you, and till I see you on another video, enjoy yourself. Let me know in the comments if you have any favorite vanillas, if vanilla is your thing. If you have any of the vanilla fragrances that I showed, I would love to chat with you in the comments. So please, let's engage right there. Until I see you on another video, thank you so much for watching this one and enjoy the rest of your day or night. Bye.